Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Kia Simone, and let's get into these dysfunctional wives of Potomac. Before we do, y'all know the drill. Please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. And of course, I have to shout out my super thankers. Shout out to Yvette Greer, Lisa Simmons, Tanya Fuller, and Simone Francois. And on Cash App, shout out to Vanessa Bird. Thank y'all so much. And I just want to take a second actually to shout out and say thank you to everybody because y'all have been so supportive. Your girl has been stressed out and I've gotten so many supportive comments and messages and cash apps, and I love y'all for that. Thank y'all so much for being here, for being in my life and my tribe. I appreciate y'all. Now let's go ahead and get into it. So the episode opens up with Wendy and Eddie having their own family fun day since they weren't invited to Robin's. So they start out talking about Wendy's potential investment with Peter Thomas. And before she even gets started, Eddie said, hold on, before you start, let me just remind you that's your friend, not mine. So remember that before you run whatever lie he done told you to me. She said, well, he likes my idea of a Nigerian restaurant and lounge, and it's going to cost about $1.6 million to do. Eddie said, 1.6 million what? Pesos? She said, well, my investment would only be $300,000. And that's not a 50-50 split, which I'm okay with because I don't have the bandwidth to do a 50-50 split on a restaurant. That was Eddie's cue. Eddie said, yeah, I'm glad you said that. Let's talk about your bandwidth or Wi-Fi, Wendy. Wendy said, yeah, all right, let's talk about it. Wendy put her CNN face on. I am fully prepared to defend my position. What's up? Eddie wants to know, why are you pursuing this when we just went through this with your home essentials line? Why are you doing this? And she said, well, it's not a definite. It's just an opportunity that I'm considering among many opportunities that are presenting themselves. And she just doesn't want to miss an opportunity. She's trying to seize everything that comes to her. I really think more than anything, that's the overachiever in Wendy. And Wendy is competing with herself to prove that she can do it all. And the issue is going to become that she's going to spread herself too thin. So yeah, you're doing it all, but how well are you doing it? Eddie said, look, I get that you want to seize the day and seize the opportunity, but at what cost? Wendy said, okay, well, I would never move forward without your support. Eddie said, well, yeah, I kind of think you're doing too much. His support is coming in the form of a reality check. Don't get so caught up in doing that you never get anything done. The baby got sick of this shit. This is above me. I want to get down. Please, can somebody help me get down? Wendy said, well, speaking of get down, we went to Ashley's little TikTok class the other day and we was twerking and twirling and having a good time. And next thing you know, it all went left. I was talking to Ashley about the whole Mia situation. We were having a very calm, one-on-one conversation. And here comes Robin out of nowhere with all her aggression. Like, if you felt the same way, how come? Wendy said, I didn't understand where the aggression was coming from. And to top it off, she calls herself inviting everyone to this event that she's planning, this family fun day, but didn't ask me. Eddie, so she said, them kids, pretty much. Now, at this point, we move on to Robin's tower of testosterone. We go to her house where her and her boys are practicing for this family fun day because she want to beat everybody. Well, while they're getting ready to practice, Juan walks up so he can judge them and see if anybody got his athletic gene. Robin said the ladies never get together with their kids, so she thinks this is a great idea. And she realizes that she is stubborn and petty, but she's just not in a place to be inviting Wendy. But she doesn't have any issue with her children. Girl. So as they're getting ready to do their practice, Robin suggests that Juan demonstrates how to do the sack raise for them. And their older son said, I don't need him to show me nothing. I got this. Robin said, but he is a former world-class athlete. So the youngest son said he's a former world-class bench player. Child, I think Juan saw himself DDT in that child for half a second. It didn't help that at first Juan thought he called him a bench player. And then he realized he said a bench player, but I don't think he was any less offended. Now, Juan got to tap in and try to dust this little man off. I got to show you where you get your shit from. They go to racing. Well, it looked like everybody got the athletic gene except Robin. So after Robin fails miserably, she and Juan sit down to talk about this family fun day that she has planned. And she lets him know that initially she intended to invite everybody. But after she and Wendy got into it at this dance class, she decided she ain't fucking with her and she ain't inviting her. But she doesn't want anybody to think that she intentionally left out her kids. But Robin, you did intentionally leave out her kids. No, what it is now you feel bad. You felt away in the moment, but you feel bad now. And the way that you felt in that moment is how you felt before that moment. You felt that way since she did that buy one, get one free drag on you and Giselle last season. And then when Wendy came to the spring fling and started that 2-for-1 drama about is Robin an accessory to Giselle's crime, it triggered the same feeling from last season. And when you saw her at the dance class, you decided to get at her. Yes. Now that's what happened. Now I ain't saying I don't understand, but that's what happened. You did intentionally leave those kids out because you felt away. Robin is telling Juan that she thinks a reasonable resolution is to call Candace and ask Candace to play auntie. Ask Auntie Candace to call Wendy and say, you can't come, but Robin said your kids could come and I can bring them. So you want me to come get your kids and bring them? How about hell no? What in the negligent hell is you asking her to do? That doesn't even make sense. To say, I want to invite your children to an event that the parent is not welcome at, that is being hosted by a person that does not like the parent. Why would she just say, yeah, go ahead and send my children into that lion's den? Robin could not think that makes sense. And if Robin would do it with her kids, I got a whole bunch of questions and a whole bunch of side eyes for her. And Juan just as simple as her. Oh yeah, that makes sense to me. I think that's a good compromise. I mean, that way the kids still get to come. What? Please leave that girl and her kids alone. If you do not want her there, stop with the games about sing your churn, but you can't come. Just stop. Wendy is confiding in Eddie that, her feelings were hurt because these are her kids and she don't play with her kids. And at that moment, the baby said, yes, you do. Please play with me. Wendy said, okay, well, I do play with my kids. I don't play about my kids. So now we're going back and forth and we see both Wendy and Robin catching Eddie and Juan up on just how messy this dance class was. Child, was a whole Housewives versus. We had Robin versus Wendy. We had Giselle versus Candace. We had Ashley versus Chris's DM. Then they talked about how Robin told Giselle about the DM that Ashley got, which prompted Giselle to remind Robin about, remember that time I told you Chris made me uncomfortable at the reunion? Eddie said, hold on, that's too much. Chris, from being in the room with Chris who cooked for them, Chris? Wendy said, yeah. Chris. Robin is telling Juan about it, and she says, she did tell me the same night that it happened. Juan said, all right, well, that's good, but why didn't she tell Candace the night that it happened if it was such a big deal? Robin said, I don't know, and just kind of shrugged it off. But that led me down a rabbit hole. I said, hold on. Now, first of all, let me start by saying I have been through a lot as a woman. So I am very slow to discount or discredit another woman's experience. However, at this point, we have Giselle saying that nothing inappropriate happened, nothing inappropriate was said or done. She was just uncomfortable. Secondly, Candace and Giselle were supposedly good friends last season. So it is a very possible, very reasonable that he was simply coming to Giselle for advice. I have guy friends who have and will come to me on some, am I wrong? Or what am I missing? What am I not getting? What's wrong with me? And they don't want nothing from me but how to get out the doghouse and how to not get put out their house. They don't want nothing from me. So it's very well possible that this man was just coming to her trying to get advice about how to handle his relationship. And then I wondered, did Giselle tell Robin because this is her friend who she's comfortable confiding in? Or did she tell Robin because this is typically her partner in crime who backs her up in everything that she does and she needed to go ahead and get Robin on her side? Is that what happened? Because why didn't she tell Candace before now? You told Robin in confidence, but Candace in front of cameras. Why? So Robin decides to proceed with this dumbass plan, and she FaceTimes Candace to tell her, hey, came up with this great idea. So I'm thinking you could play auntie, you should call Wendy and tell her you want to borrow her kids and bring them to my event. I said, what in the library card hell? Just wasn't the let me borrow your kids right quick hell. Candace said, I'm going to do it, but I'm 99% sure Wendy is going to tell me to go to hell, and then she's going to tell Robin she can go to lower hell, and I'm going to give her gas money on y'all trip. Please go to hell. You don't get to use people's kids as pawns and puppets in your game. You said you didn't mind being an asshole. Be the asshole. Stand up in it. Now somebody cue Wendy with stand in your truth. So we move on to Karen's house where she's at home throwing all the chicken away. But she had an allergy test at 59 and found out that she's allergic to chicken. So now she's on FaceTime with her daughter Raven while she's just throwing away all Ray's meat. They're catching up about Raven living her best life. She is young, fine, and absolutely fabulous. Sis is out there on the Met Gala carpet living her best life. And her mama are bonding over them both wanting to learn to cook. Because we know the last time we saw Karen cook, she turned chicken to charcoal, child. Now, while they're bonding, Karen decides this is a good time to check in with Raven about Ray's concerns that he expressed about how her getting work done might influence their daughter. Well, Raven is kind of shocked that her daddy is this upset. Like, child, I'm grown at this point. What? Karen said, yeah, me too. I don't know what your daddy problem is, because first things first, he knows I'm an amazing mother. That's not up for question. She said, what I think he doesn't know is that you and I talk woman to woman. So I think he doesn't realize that I'm already communicating with you about those things. Karen to me comes off like that mama that'll tell you, yeah, I'm getting this done because I'm at this stage of life, but you don't need none of this shit. So you stay over there and be young and fine. And I think even though Karen loves her a piece of plastic surgery, I do think that Karen has a good grip on making sure that her daughter has a healthy sense of self and a healthy self-esteem. Because Raven comes across like she is happy and healthy and well-adjusted. So we move on to Ashley's house and we see that she is being visited by her friend and publicist, Auntia. Well, I don't know if there's a time clock right outside Ashley's front door, but homegirl came in and got it started. Put these churn up to where the nanny at. Y'all going back there. They sat down and started talking. She got in Ashley's business immediately. Like, she ain't there for fun. She here to earn her check. Is Michael here? Ashley said, no. She said, well, does he live here? What's going on with y'all? Ashley said, yeah, he does live here, but I'm just taking it day by day. So they start talking about how they're going to address this split to the public, that it's coming up to the point where they're going to have to say something. So Ashley reads this prepared statement to her publicist that she says they came up with because they want to get ahead of any rumors and control the narrative themselves. Basically, if Michael decide to go out and be Michael and he get caught, she don't have to worry about being dragged all over the blogs by having a cheating husband again. Y'all will know he free to do this. Now, while she's reading this lovely statement, Bravo is inserting clip after clip of Michael being ain't shit. So she finished her statement and the publicist says, yeah, that's real nice. That's real cute. But I just want you to understand that I don't care how nice you put it. The trolls are going to put it into their translator and they are going to come up with whatever version of the story they want to tell. So you need to be prepared for that. But she does recommend getting the story out as soon as possible, as in the next week. So we move on and we arrive at Robin's family fun day. And she's setting up on the field. And in the confessional, she is talking about how she really thinks she's done something. She thinks it's smart. It's reasonable. It makes sense to invite Wendy's children to a place that Wendy ain't well. Child, she's in the confessional about we're going to see if it's really about the kids. Girl, shut up. That girl's kids don't know you or Candace from the stranger danger at the grocery store. Why would you even suggest anything like that? It still excludes them because basically what you're saying is every other kid here can have the safety and support of their mother, but y'all can't. Girl, go to hell. It's not about kids for you either. It's about control. So we see Giselle and Grace are on their way to the family fun day. Giselle's twins couldn't make it, and she said those are her more athletic kids. Grace said, but she has a life of the party vibe, so don't play with her, okay? So we see Mia and Gordon and their kids on the way to the field. And they're riding down the highway and see some landmark that reminds them of Disney World. And Mia starts telling some random losing Isaiah story about when her stepmom used to pick her up from her grandmother, and they used to ride this same path, and she used to see that same building. It used to make her think she was going to Disney World. So she did have positive women in her life. It just wasn't the one that birthed her. I know her mama's sitting somewhere like, how did I get dragged into this shit? What? I must have missed the exit because I don't know how we got here. Mia said she had some profound conversation with her aunt. And ever since this conversation, she and her mom have been great because her aunt knew her mom before she got wrapped up in addiction and said that what she has learned is that people's maturity gets stagnated at whatever age they were when they became an addict. So basically her mom mentally is still at 20 some odd years old. She said that made things so much more clear for her, and now she's been able to lower her expectations of her mother. She regards her less as a mom and more like she does her unofficial sister wife girlfriend, Jacqueline. And she said, you know, I'm always taking care of Jacqueline, so. And just as quick as we jumped off the highway to that story, she jumps right back on. But yeah, speaking of Jacqueline, you do know Robin met her. Girl, wait a minute. Hold on. Gordon must be used to this damn roller coaster she on because he ain't phased. Just She's telling Gordon about how Robin met Jacqueline and she really, really likes her. But I had to say, that's my friend. Girl, we know you ain't sharing your sister wife. We understand. Gordon said, well, why are we running down your list of friends and frenemies? Did you talk to Candace at that spring fling dance party thing we went to? Mia said, I haven't said 2 words to that child. I mean, I said, hello, ladies. And if she included herself in the ladies, that's her business. If she likes it, I love it. So Mia and Gordon arrive at the park with their kids, and Robin immediately notices that Mia doesn't have her oldest child, her 13-year-old son, with her. Mia said, yeah, he had better places to be, and I wish I had followed his lead because y'all know Robin is pretty regular, so she done thrown together this Dollar Tree jamboree. Mia said, I should have known not to expect much more. I really could have sat this one out. So then we see this lady walk up who I am assuming is Juan's sister because Robin introduced her as her sister-in-law to be. Mia said, that's real nice, but where's your husband to be? Robin starts telling a very Mia-ish story about, see, what had happened was, Juan was gonna come, but he had gone to the dentist. I mean, he just went, right? And he had got a root canal. And so he was all swollen and his face was lopsided. And I was telling him, yeah, you should still come anyway. And he was like, I ain't gonna come out there so I could be a brunt of your jokes. So, he ain't coming. Mia said, what in the mommy and me hell? Mia said, how is my husband the only man here? And this is supposed to be a family day. This is giving much more mommy and me than family, but I will share my man with the community. Mia, slow down, pump your brakes. You better be careful. So we see Giselle and Grace pull up and they're all getting ready to play the games. And Mia said, before we start, just so I know how much effort to put in, do we have any prizes? Robin said, yeah, bragging rights. Robin, you so damn cheap. Robin has absolutely no fabulosity factor to her whatsoever. That would have been my cue. It's time to go. Cause you ain't got no music, you ain't got no grill, you ain't got no prizes, you ain't got nothing but an open field, a camera crew, and a time clock. Just everybody come to work. I mean, what in the raisin and the sun hell is we doing? Right when Mia was probably planning on leaving, her sister wife Jacqueline showed up. And this time, she brought a man of her own. And child, everybody is shocked. Giselle said, hold on. I mean, I knew you had a man, but I thought y'all was getting a divorce. Jacqueline said, yeah, that ain't my man. That's my PP. My parenting partner. Your what? So basically, they have the standard Potomac marriage blueprint. Y'all stay together, but y'all ain't together, but y'all raising kids together and seeing other people together. Okay. Now, while they're trying to figure out if PP is some shady code name for the real reason they ain't together, Robin gets a text from Candace that Wendy had RSVP'd Robin a seat in hell by her kids. Hell no, I'm not sending my kids over there for you to treat them like they my kids. Robin is in the confessional laughing like the Joker about, see, it wasn't about the kids. Robin, please go play in hell. Wendy said in the confessional that she really appreciates Candace, but no mother is going to allow someone else to take their children to an event that they weren't wanted at. Nobody. So now that Robin knows she got a special seat in hell about Wendy's kids, Robin starts announcing that Ashley and Candace are running late, but Wendy wasn't invited. Girl, please. Karen said this is not okay. Robin said, why? Why not? Karen said, because it's the kids. I mean, damn. So Robin and Giselle start tag teaming Karen about how ain't nothing wrong with that and that's her business. And Karen is telling her, you should have been bigger than that, period. Karen said, I should be able to miss an event without y'all doing some dumb shit like this. And in the confessional, Karen said, no, you don't ask anybody to send their kids to someplace they can't come. You send your kids. Well, Robin must have just wanted to announce that Wendy wasn't invited because she gave up on assigning the damn teams and Giselle took over. Well, as Giselle is trying to split them up into teams, Charisse arrives and sets Karen's allergies off. Karen starts coughing and hacking and ran across the field. She put her mask back on. That's that real stay away from me move. Please back up. Karen just reassigned herself to Robin's team. She said, Robin ain't asked me, but I'm joining that team. Damn it, I ain't got time. So they start their sack races and Mia is jumping like she ain't healed from her surgeries yet. Karen starts hacking and acting like she's gonna fall out, and that's all the way up Mia's alley. Come on, I know this is too much for you. Let me get you some water. Karen just as dramatic as she want to be. She got her arms all in the air. I have a respiratory infection. Is there a CVS nearby? Giselle crossed the field by, what's wrong with Karen? Is it her boobs? So Karen finally gets escorted off the field by Gordon. Giselle and Robin said she did that because she's avoiding Charisse. Giselle said, Charisse, did y'all even speak? Charisse said, no, she don't like me. Robin said, yeah, she did all that just to get away from you. Charisse said, yeah, I've been having that effect lately. So Candace finally shows up and spoke to everybody but Giselle. Looked straight past her. Hey, Grace. Candace said Giselle can find the very blackest part of her ass and kiss it. And while she's looking, she'll pass her over. Lord, Candace don't even need directions when she dragging somebody to hell. Child. And Giselle is in the confessional saying that Candace is taking this too far by not speaking to her. All she has to do is tell her husband to not pull her into private rooms. If Candace dragged you to hell on the long scenic route, she might be halfway to too far. You don't play with anybody's name, marriage, reputation, criminal record. You don't play with people like that. So Charisse asked Candace, how she's been doing. And Candace starts saying how some people are so desperate for attention that they will just make up heinous stories to get attention. Now, Mia is in earshot of her, and Mia's sitting there looking around like, say my name next time. She pulled a Karen. She got right on up and eased on across the field. I ain't got time for this. Ashley finally shows up with her kids. Giselle goes over and tries to tell Dean hi. Dean gave her a good, strong 2-year-old get away from me, lady. You wouldn't accuse me of hugging you and touching you and stuff. Move. Now, Ashley might have missed most of the event, but she did not miss the interrogation. Child, they started right in on her. Giselle said, how's the house hunting going? She said, child, it's going. They're buying everything from up under me, but I'm still looking. Giselle said, well, you ain't sound like you got no new tea, so that's it for me. Mia said, I don't give a damn about none of that. I want to know the real tea. Is this separation thing between you and Michael, is this a mutual thing? Ashley said it feels like it because he's not fighting for it at all. Mia said, oh, wow, and how does that make you feel? Like, just like it is what it is? Ashley said, well, no, I'm still having a little bit of a hard time, and today was kind of tough for me. Michael got a vasectomy today. Mia asked her, was that planned or is that something he did out of spite? Ashley said, well, no, actually, he thinks I'm trying to get pregnant. Mia said, huh? Mia is all of us. Girl, what? Ashley said, yeah, that's one of the reasons we haven't been intimate. He thinks I'm trying to keep him in there a little bit longer. Mia is looking at her like, girl, what the? So y'all ain't being intimate because he thinks you're trying to trap him into another pregnancy that he doesn't want, not because y'all are separated trying to get a divorce. So is it Ashley or Michael that asked for the divorce? Because it sounds like Ashley still wants to sleep with Michael, but Michael don't want to sleep with her. And the producer asked her in the confessional, why are you sad about Michael getting a vasectomy? This girl said, I know it's kind of silly, but just knowing that it will be biologically impossible to have any more children with Michael kind of makes me sad. Why? Because the bank of OBGYN is closed? She is clearly lying about this divorce story. Who is trying to buy a house and have more children with somebody they're trying to get divorced from? You don't plan a happily ever after with somebody it's happily over with. And Mia is in the confessional talking about, yeah, she should have had about 2 more babies by him before she divorced his ass. Checks 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's go. I can't stand hookers like this. I cannot stand women who recommend that you monetize your womb. Being a mother is the greatest sacrifice and greatest commitment you will ever make. You gonna commit yourself to being somebody's mother for the rest of forever to secure a check? Child, there's too many ways to make money. I'm so sorry. She did go on to say that she thinks the real reason Michael got a vasectomy is so he can be in peace, okay? He ain't trying to have no outside babies in these streets. So now that Ashley has laid it out that Michael is running from her and she ain't running from Michael, Mia and her girlfriend Jacqueline are trying to figure out what exactly is going on here. Like, why are y'all splitting up? Did he do something to you? And she said, no, he didn't do anything. Jacqueline said, well, if he didn't do anything to you, I'm confused. Why are y'all breaking up? Help me understand. Ashley said, well, because he's asking for threesomes. And we used to do those, but I don't want to do that no more. So Mia said he asked for them recently. She said, yeah, as in a few months ago. Jacqueline said, oh, well, I can relate to that, yeah. My husband wanted them too. He said it was going to spice up our marriage, but I guess it caused some issues with them. And she's not clear on how she identifies sexually. Child, so Ashley breaks out of this interrogation and goes and finds Candace. Child, let me find me somebody else's business to be in. And she and Candace are talking about Candace's IVF situation. Candace had to end her IVF journey because her body wasn't responding fast enough. Ashley is trying to encourage Candace by telling her that she has not failed, and she has written Candace's name down in her affirmation journal, and she's sending her baby dust. Candace said, what in the witchcraft hell is you talking about? What you mean you wrote my name down in a book with dust? Are you really doing something? Don't be doing no voodoo on me. Ashley said, no, ain't nobody trying to take you to Eve's Bayou. It's just positive affirmations. I write positive affirmations in my journal, and I'm positively affirming and sending you good energy to have a baby. You know, you can't always trust Ashley. And speaking of, you can't always trust Ashley, we move on and we see Ashley driving down the street and her phone is blowing up that her story has leaked. So Ashley is panicking, just trying to figure out who is the leak? Where is the leak? How did this story get out? Because we had a whole plan. Now, child, you're going to end up playing a whole game of Clue trying to figure out who put the story out, because it could be anybody. It could be the publicist herself, because I've got a side-eye in her. It could be Michael. It could be Ashley herself. It could have been one of the ladies. It could have been production, the cleaning crew, Michael's new boyfriend, girlfriend, stripper friend. Who knows, child? It could be any damn body. Now, she calls the publicist, and she's telling her how she's so upset, and the publicist said, yeah, girl, me too. Now, it could just be me, but she did not sound upset or surprised at all. She's just telling her about how, well, it's out there now, so you do still have time to put your statement out. It makes sense. So Ashley is panicked because this broke while Michael was on a plane. And she said, I was sending him messages and they weren't being delivered because he was on a plane, but now he's clearly off the plane because the messages are delivering, but he's just not responding. And I'm calling him and it sounds like I might be blocked because it's going to some tone rather than ringing. And I don't know what to do. The publicist said, yeah, this might be kind of bad because they are pretty much praising you and dragging him. So, and Ashley said, that's exactly what I was trying to avoid. She said, yeah, because he probably somewhere mad. And the episode comes to an end with her explaining that she was supposed to be withholding the story for the time being to protect Michael's business and image. But apparently somebody has made the decision for them, and here we are. So we see that next week, Robin is going to be consulting with an attorney about her prenup for this wedding that ain't gonna never happen. We see that Ashley and Candace are going to be building their new friendship over snacks and tea about Karen's marriage. And it looks like Ashley and Candace's new friendship is going to be short-lived because Ashley is still piling on the Chris is trying to mess with everybody train. and Candace is letting her know just what department of hell she can go check into. But that's it, that's all, and I ain't got no more. Thank you so much for coming down here listening to me and letting me get this off my chest. As always, please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. And in the meantime, until next time, just like every time, I love you and I mean it. Bye.